Hi, thank you so much for tuning in to P2P Relates, where we talk about all things relationships. I'm Pat Renfro, and this week I want to continue what I kind of started last week, talking to college-bound students. We're going to talk about three things. The first is how to have fun and relax for the month to 45 days that you have before you start packing it up and getting ready to go away. Two, stashing cash this summer and all the ways to do that, because I'm telling you, it's no fun when dinner is over in college and you're hungry. And three, mentalizing your preparation for college. It's a different animal than what you just finished as a high school graduate. So come on with me. I'm not always going to be your great entertainer, but I'm telling you what, I'm going to tell you things that you may not necessarily get from society. The first one we're going to talk about is having fun and relaxing. You just came through graduating from high school. It was pretty intense near the end, especially if you're procrastinates and puts it off to the last minute. And then when you find out, oh, you better get that in or you're not going to graduate, or you may walk across that stage, but you won't get your diploma, all of a sudden it's hustle time. So you're pretty tired. And in some states, you just graduated within the last 2 to 3 weeks at the very most. And in most cases, you'll be going back to school in August. Maybe the end of August, maybe right after Labor Day in September. But whatever it is, it'll be here before you know it. So the first thing I want to encourage you to do is relax and enjoy. Sleep in. No alarm clocks except when you have to go to work. But get as much rest, relaxation, and fun that you can fit in. Safe fun so that you'll be alive and well and free to go to school in the fall. But enjoy yourself. You just came through a lot and you deserve to enjoy what part of summer you have left. The next one is stash some cash. That's going to be so important. And there's many different ways you can do that. Hopefully you have a community of people that you're in some type of relationship with where you can say, hey, I'm looking for work. Got any? You can get a job at a restaurant or in a retail place. You may have to do yards, maybe do babysitting, house cleaning. We're late in the summer, so in many cases I may be wasting my time talking, but if I do it for 5 people, it's all worth it. So just make sure you figure out a way to earn cash. The second thing I would advise you to do is go to someone in your family that you 1000% trust. You know they would never take your money. You know they want nothing but success for you. They're not going to be jealous or envious of you. They're not going to be competing against you. And if you ask them to hold some money for you, you know that you could trust them with your life. Find that person, figure out who that is. It could be grandma, uncle, it could be mom, dad, but figure out who that person is and be accountable to them. Let them know what your goal is. And it doesn't have to be a huge goal. You know, don't set yourself up for discouragement and disappointment. Be okay with, I want to have $500 by the time I go to school, or $250. Whatever it is, think of it this way. Think about how much it costs you now to run to Burger King, McDonald's, Subway, or maybe some healthier places. And what do you average spend when you're hungry and you're not stopping at home to eat? That's what you're going to be thinking about, because there's going to be dinner served that'll probably end no later than 7, if that late. It might end more like 6. So that means from 7 o'clock in the evening until the next morning, you're on your own for food. Now, you can buy groceries, you know, canned goods, crackers, snack type things that you can keep in a small refrigerator. But again, you may need to have a job so that you can save the money up to get that small refrigerator put in your room so that you can have snacks when you need them. But there are going to be times you're going to want hot food and you're going to be starving. So I can't emphasize enough how important it's going to be to have your own money. Okay, so we're going to move off of that and go to the third piece, and that is mentalizing your college strategy. You see, college is going to be quite different on so many levels for you. Even if you had a college tour, you went away for a couple of weeks or for the summer, and you got a taste of it, that's great. But if you think about it, college and high school are two completely different animals. In high school, you get a little babysitting, depending on how big your school is, where your teacher's holding you accountable for homework. They're asking you where is it. They're giving you warnings. If you miss it, they may even remind you before you leave. But you get a little hand holding in high school. Let me tell you, in college, you're definitely not going to get that. Now, if you find a counselor or a vocational person that you can talk to at any given time, an advisor, and you want to get advice, or maybe you're struggling, you need tutors, or you go up to your teacher and you make yourself known, which is a good idea, introduce yourself and sit toward the front of the class, pay attention. Those things will help you, and if the teacher sees you struggling, the teacher will call you up or pull you aside and ask if you're okay and encourage you to get back on track of that kind of thing. But for the most part, you can't count on that. What you have to count on is knowing that you are now responsible for your academic success. And that means finding out who the students are that are in alignment with your similar goals. Finding out where the learning groups are, or where the clubs for that particular subject might be. You also have another side to college, and that is the social strata. Oh my goodness. You may be the first one in your family to go to college in the first place. So let me tell you, in case no one else does, when you get to college, peer pressure is king. And you really have to work on those videos that I've been talking about around personal development, self-love, confidence, believing in who you are, that you are more than enough. You were created in God's image, and so you definitely are more than enough. But it doesn't matter that mama tells you, that the church tells you, that society tells you, that your favorite teacher tells you. You got to believe it at some point. And so this summer is a chance for you to sit back and do some meditation and do some journaling, do some self-introspection, and really think about, who am I? What makes me matter? What makes me special? What is it that I almost know I've been gifted to do in this life? I may not know what my major is. It may be way too soon for that. But I can think about what jazzes me, what I already have a propensity toward. What is it that I do when no one's looking, when nobody asks me, when school is out, when there's no job, I'm off? How do I spend my time? I'm saying besides the telephone, besides social media, what do you find yourself meditating on or thinking about or enjoying? Because these are the things that have something to do with your purpose. And the closer you can get to what your purpose actually is, the more focused, the more motivated, the more inspired you're going to be when you're trying to get over the hurdles of academia. And when you're dealing with people that are in the social strata, keep this in mind. Everybody's experiencing the newness of the year, especially freshmen. Anytime we're around people we don't know, there's a slight discomfort. There's a potential, just like in social media, where you want to fit in and where you want to be considered cool or relevant or the nice dresser, whatever that means for today. And so if you're not careful, you'll begin to slip back and think about yourself the way you think others think of you. And that's so irrelevant. So I just hope my voice if you're listening, comes through to you during those first few weeks and maybe even creeping into a month or so, where you're feeling insecure, you're feeling discomfort, you're feeling out of place. All those things are very normal. I just want to encourage you to not compare yourself to others. You're cool just the way you are. You're not cool if you try to be what you aren't because you see Ted seems to be getting more play, or Sharon is super cool. Don't get caught up in it. Love you. If you got to go stand in the mirror, you got to say a prayer, if you got to go meditate or journal about the last time you felt super accepting of yourself, go do it. Do it now. Do it before you have the peer pressure. But I'm telling you, you are a special commodity and you matter. And you want to remind yourself of that when you're around all this aura of seemingly cool stuff that doesn't really mount to a hill of beans, because when it's all said and done, you need to find like-minded people, whether it's the arts or just jamming. You love music. I'm telling you, just about any type of interest you have, there's a club for that. And you want to figure out what those are, so you want to pay attention. So forward this to other friends that you have, that you know are facing college and having some of these nuances to overcome. And you've got 30 to 45 days, if you're lucky, maybe 50. And then you're packing and you're getting ready to go. And so I just want to encourage you to use these days wisely. And I hope that it helps. All right, you take care. Hit that subscribe button. Tap that bell so you can get notified when I post every Friday. And I'll see you next week. Bye.